Roki Sasaki's rookie season was unlike any other. From the moment he stepped onto a major league mound, there was a quiet electricity in the air. Fans, players, and analysts alike knew they were witnessing the start of something extraordinary. His calm demeanor and sharp focus belied the pressure that came with being Japan's most anticipated pitching prospect in years. As the season progressed, Sasaki's pitching mechanics and discipline drew comparisons to the greatest pitchers in both NPB and MLB history. His delivery was smooth yet powerful, his splitter devastatingly deceptive. But what set him apart most was not just his talent, it was his honesty about how he wanted to play the game. When asked about his role, Sasaki didn't mince words. "I don't think I'm suited to be a relief pitcher," he said in an interview that caught the attention of fans across both sides of the Pacific. It wasn't arrogance, it was conviction. He explained that his rhythm, routine, and mental preparation were all built for starting games, not finishing them. Coaches initially considered experimenting with Sasaki in a bullpen role early in the season to ease him into the major league schedule. But Sasaki, trusting his instincts, made his perspective clear. He felt that starting allowed him to understand the game's tempo, to study hitters over multiple at-bats, and to set the tone from the very first pitch. This mindset resonated with old-school pitchers and purists who valued the artistry of starting pitching. In an era where openers and short relief matchups dominate strategy, Sasaki stood as a reminder of what it means to be a true ace. "I'm just trusting my instincts," he added when asked about his form. That statement became something of a personal mantra for him throughout the year. Each outing seemed to reflect an athlete who was less concerned with analytics and more in tune with feel, balance, and flow. Analysts began noting that Sasaki's natural motion and consistent mechanics made him unusually efficient for a young pitcher. His control of the strike zone was exceptional, and even when facing the league's top hitters, he never looked overwhelmed. His catcher often described his presence as calm but electric. There was an aura about him that made teammates play with more confidence. The defense behind him sharpened, knowing every pitch had purpose. Sasaki's season wasn't without challenges. He faced moments where his control wavered or where opposing lineups began to adjust to his splitter. But his response was always the same: calm analysis and adjustment. He'd spend hours reviewing footage, not to mimic others, but to refine what already worked best for him. That self-assuredness paid off when he made his first appearance in the World Series. For many players, such a stage could be overwhelming. For Sasaki, it was simply my base, as he described it after the game. The phrase puzzled some reporters at first, but Sasaki clarified. "I think the World Series showed me where my true base level is, what I can do and what I still need to grow." It was a mature perspective from someone still so young. In his debut start, he displayed both poise and passion. The crowd buzzed with anticipation as he threw his first fastball, clocked at 100 miles per hour with pinpoint precision. The batter could only watch it sail by, frozen. Every inning became a test of endurance and intelligence. Sasaki wasn't just throwing heat, he was playing chess with the hitters. He changed speeds, manipulated eye levels, and worked corners like a veteran. When he struck out the final batter of the fifth inning, the stadium erupted. Even the opposing team's fans applauded. It was the kind of moment that transcended competition, a recognition of pure skill and grace under pressure. After the game, Sasaki's comments once again reflected humility and introspection. "This was just one step," he said. "It's not about dominance. It's about learning where I belong." Those words cemented his reputation as not only a prodigy but a thinker, a player who understood the art and science of pitching. Veterans in the clubhouse praised his professionalism. "He's got the mind of a 30-year-old, one coach remarked. "He studies, he listens, and he never loses his calm." Even during the toughest stretches, when fatigue and expectations weighed heavily, Sasaki never let frustration show. His work ethic remained consistent, his focus unshakable. By mid-season, it was clear that his transition to the major leagues was not just smooth, it was historic. His strikeout-to-walk ratio ranked among the best for rookies in decades, and his era consistently hovered near the top of the league. Analysts began calling him the next generational pitcher, while fans in Japan and America filled social media with highlights of his pinpoint pitches. Despite all the praise, Sasaki never sought attention. He avoided flashy celebrations and focused on routine. His approach was simple: perform, learn, repeat. Off the field, he spent time studying English and understanding the cultural nuances of MLB life. He wanted to adapt, not stand apart. Reporters noted his modest habits, early mornings, quiet meals, and evenings reviewing footage rather than nightlife or distractions. His discipline reminded many of Shohei Ohtani during his early MLB days, respectful, focused, and deeply motivated by personal growth rather than fame. Throughout the postseason, Sasaki's performances continued to impress. Every start seemed to draw bigger crowds, and each outing added another layer to his legend. When he took the mound in Game 5 of the World Series, the stakes were immense. The team trailed 2-1 in the series, and pressure was at its peak. Yet Sasaki's expression didn't change. He threw 7 innings of one-run baseball, striking out 9 and walking none. His command was surgical. Every pitch seemed deliberate, almost poetic. After the game, opposing hitters called him unpredictable and fearless. One veteran slugger admitted, "He pitches like he already knows what we're thinking." Sasaki credited his instincts once again. "Sometimes, the data says one thing, but my feel says another. I always go with my feel." That attitude, relying on intuition in a world obsessed with numbers, made him a fascinating case study for modern baseball analysts. His rookie season ended with a sub-3.00 ERA and more strikeouts than innings pitched, a rare feat for someone in his first major league year. But what truly defined his debut campaign wasn't just statistics, it was the composure, self-awareness, and authenticity he brought to every mound appearance. When the season finally ended, Sasaki reflected on the journey. "The World Series was my base," he repeated. "Now I know where to start next year." His words hinted at a long-term vision, one not limited to immediate success but built around steady evolution. Coaches praised his mental resilience. "He doesn't get carried away by pressure or praise. He just builds." Fans, too, saw something refreshing in his approach. In an age where many athletes chase viral fame, Sasaki chased mastery. His humility turned into quiet charisma. He didn't need bold statements, his pitching spoke louder than any soundbite ever could. As awards season came around, Sasaki found himself nominated for Rookie of the Year and several pitching honors. Though the outcome remained uncertain, the respect he earned was undeniable. Looking back, his first year felt like a blueprint, not just for his own future, but for how a modern pitcher could blend instinct and analytics, confidence and humility. For Roki Sasaki, the journey had only just begun. His story was no longer just about promise, it was about presence, poise, and the pursuit of perfection. And as he looked toward the next season, one thing was certain, the world had only seen the beginning of what this young ace could do.